very good evening and welcome to Glamour Live. I am Glamour Online Editor Molife Kumona, and thank you so much for joining us for yet another Glamour Live chat. Today, starting off your long weekend, we have a really cool chat. We've got a chat with reality show stars, Madame Evodia, and they as well as business women. So we're just excited to have them. They're just about to join us. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do remember to send us questions as we go through. Hello. Hi. We're just connecting.
Connecting,
Hi.
and we see you.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yes,
how
I
are
see
you?
you. I see you. Good, thanks to you. How are you
Good.
doing?
We are doing very, very well. Can't complain.
Cool.
How are you?
Perfect, perfect. Hi, madam. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Why are you so far?
Pardon?
Why are you so far? You seem like you're quite far.
Are we far? Do you want us to come
Mm.
really close, Kevin?
Slightly closer so we can see you. Look at me. I'm like right in your face.
Like some serious exercise there already.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Um.
Is that better?
Okay. So now, yes, much better. But I can see only part of Madame. Yes, there.
Yeah.
Okay. No. No. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes.
How
Ah.
are you?
Perfect. 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 I'm
And
doing great.
hi
How are you
to
guys doing?
everybody. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
We're
everyone
doing
who's
very,
joining
very
us.
well. How are you doing? How are you keeping?
I'm I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So I literally went for a run around the complex and I realized, oh, time is running out and I came running. So by the time I sat down, I was like, whew, because I had just
So
come from a
you're
run.
lucky because at your complex they allow you to run around.
Yes, they do allow, but it's just
Ah, with
it's a
us
small
it's so
complex, yeah.
difficult. We can't do that, eh? Stuck in the
Is it?
house.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing the past 27 days? How has that been for you?
Uh, Let me be honest with you, it's not easy. It's
Ah,
so difficult, more especially when you are used to wake up in the morning, go to work, do your things, do your runarounds, touch there and there. So now you're stuck in the house, and
mm,
that is so much little that you can do. You can't,
yeah.
you can't, you can't even run your business like you used to, even though you can do it
Mm,
telephonically, but practically it's not happening because somewhere you have
mm,
to go meet people, do this. So you can't do it, even if it's telephonically, it's not working. And
mm.
yeah, what we do, we wake up in the morning, I have my personal trainer with me here.
Oh,
So
that's that's
I
good
have
at
my
least.
personal trainer. At least she's keeping me on my toes, and very strict. So it's
Ah,
nice because she's around me. If she was at Pulupani, then I was going to have a problem. So she's around. So we do the workouts.
ah.
She's having a team that she's training, so I've joined them. And then
Oh,
from
wow.
there, we do our breakfast. And from breakfast, I have to play with Princess around, teaching
Ah,
A,
ah,
B, C, and running around, doing all these things, trying to cook, baking, little bit of baking. So it's
ah,
almost you do almost everything, and not even forgetting that um, what your mother taught me. Oh, they taught me how to
ah,
do this, so I can try doing this. I can try
ah,
doing this, but it's so stressful because at the end of the day, it's a routine. You wake up again tomorrow. You have to sleep. You wake up, and you can't even sleep
yeah,
in the morning late early because sometimes you wake up, and when you wake up at 3 o'clock, because I mean
yeah,
you've been sleeping,
uh,
you wake up at 3 and you don't have anyone to talk to, and now you think, what can I do? Then you go back to work. So practically,
uh,
it's those things that I've been doing.
I think
because
for
I've asked,
me, it's actually been very much different from what she's experiencing because with
uh,
the line of work that I'm in, we actually work from home. So for me,
Ah.
it's actually given me so much time, and especially after shooting the reality show, because I took so much of time away from that. So it's just given me
Mhm.
time to sit down, to respond to a lot of people, to get practically back into my work. Like she
Mhm.
said,
Mhm.
I'm kind of trying to keep her on her toes. She does slack, though some of the times she does
I think all
really,
of
really
us are
slack on
slacking
that
right now.
workout.
So talking about the reality show, um, how was that like, recording the reality show? And first of all, why did you guys decide to do a reality show? What is the reason behind it?
Um, when I was young, I used to work on the cruise ship. So I got to experience a very different world from a very young age. So when the
Mm,
Kardashians started, that was something that was very, very popular in the US. And it was
mm,
one of those things I was like, you know what, I really wish that I could just like be on TV and cameras can
yeah,
kind of like follow me. So, the power of the tongue, the power of the mind, what you put in the universe, it
yes.
really does come back to you.
Mm,
And it's something that I've been speaking to my mom about for quite a long time. And like I said, when you put it in the universe, it's so crazy how God then aligns everything. So
mm,
then we went on the Real Housewives. So that was our opportunity, and just to knock on the door. We obviously enjoyed that. There was some ups and downs, and then we
mm.
decided, why not Madame and Mercy?
Ah, and how has it been for you, like for you, Madame? How has the reality show been for you, recording it? Did you enjoy recording it, or were you like, actually, this is not what I signed up for?
The nice part of it is because maybe being executive producers is
Ah,
much, yeah, it's different from the other one, just being a cast member. So
yes.
it was quite challenging because we have to sit down and plan everything, do everything, and come up with things that, in life, reality life, it's
Mm,
all about your life. It's all about what you do. It's all about the things that you do on daily basis, people around
mm,
you. So for me, it's like a good journey that I have taken because it's not stressful for me. Even though
uh-huh.
waking up, going to shoot, going there and there, it's something stressful, cameras around you. But for me, it's real because what you see
Mm,
is what you get.
Yeah.
And it's
mm,
not like someone I've been scripted. They say, do this, do that, do that. So it's all about my life. What you see, it's all about Madame. It's how I live.
mm,
People you see around me, my siblings, it's my daily life. People, that is
mm,
why when you look into the first episode, you look into the first
yeah.
season, it's all about introducing ourselves to the people so that they must
Yes.
understand who is Madame, what kind of a person is Madame, what is Madame doing. For Madame to be here, what did it do, what did she do to be here?
Mm,
So
mm,
people
mm,
must not just know you as a reality star, but not even knowing who you are, who
Yeah.
are your
yeah,
siblings,
that's
who
true.
are your people that you live with, places that you like. So they must
Mm,
understand that in the first season, so that when you go and you stretch your seasons, then they must understand where you come from.
The
They can
journey.
relate. They can relate. Okay, it's Madame. Okay, she's doing this. Okay, she started struggling. It's simple for people
mm, mm,
to
mm, mm,
relate with you. Unlike you just giving them those nice life, you showing them they don't know where do you come from, your parents, anything about you. So for me, it's kind of a good journey, and it's for me to
mm,
relate with the people that are watching, and I'm very much the viewers are understanding that Madame and Messi, who is Madame and Messi, unlike they knew us from the
mm.
Real Housewife, so we took it to Madame and Messi. So it's going to stretch. It can be one day thing and people understand, but it's going
Yeah,
to
that's
be
very
yeah.
true. That's very true. And for you, Mercy, how has it been in terms of recording the reality show, having cameras all around you all the time? One thing though that I need to ask. So when I'm looking at the video, right, I can see you, Mercy, but Madame, I can see you, but all the comments are covering your face. All the comments are covering your face. So if you could slightly, I don't know if, because people are like, yeah,
It's so it's
yes.
something different. Is this better?
So much. That's so much better. So much better. So.
Princess's chair.
Yes, so much better. Yes, Messi, for you?
For me, it's been a bit of a challenge. Like Madame said, having that role as an executive producer, and at the same time, also shooting the actual reality. And I think for me, I had actually just gone through a transition in my life, which you guys are obviously going to be experiencing throughout the show. So to have all those changes and then to actually shoot those changes and at the same time be behind everything that is happening, it's a lot of work, but I enjoyed it. Why? Because I want to inspire somebody. When I grew up, I never really could understand why people were successful, whether it was big success or small success. So for me, when I sit down and I do the show to inspire, even if it's one young girl from wherever they are, coming from Deep Loop Soweto. So for me, when I do it, it's all worth it. So when I sleep, I'm like, thank you, Father. I know I'm on the right way.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got Nontando, who's our editor-in-chief, who's watching. She's asking, Madame, in the show, we get a glimpse of you as a businesswoman. How has your journey as an entrepreneur been, as a female Black entrepreneur in South Africa?
I don't know, maybe with other Black women, but what I have experienced is that when it comes to business, more especially with us women, we struggle a lot. And it's not easy for us to be funded. You start things from your own pocket, and it's a quite a big journey for you to grow from where you are, because if you don't believe in hard working, somewhere somehow you're going to slow down and have experienced so many problems. But as a businesswoman, I can say it's all about the strength and the belief that you have in yourself. And you must do something that you believe in as a person and that you like. Because if you have taken a wrong field, you're going to have a problem to carry on if you have if you encounter so many things obstacles. So with me, I'm a go-getter. I'm a go-getter. I'm a fighter, and I tell myself that I want to get this. I believe in, I become aggressive when I talk of business, and I tell myself I want to have this, and I want to do this, and I want to inspire young women that, in life, never give up in yourself, and never allow a person to say you can't do it or you are a failure. Even if you have failed in one of your businesses, or you have started with something, you have failed. I've tried so many businesses. I've sold, I was selling clothes. I used to, if I can talk about so many business, you'll understand that this, I've started there. It's just a long journey. But I came down and sat down and said, look, I'm going to fight this. I'm in this business and I'm going to carry on with it. And now for women, it's now easier because there are manufacturings whereby you can go get other women and then make a consortium and start from there. And then with the power of women, I mean, you can do it. So it's only that as women, we must come together. We must come together and fight this and tell ourselves that we are not greedy. In business, you can't run so many things alone. By yourself and believe in yourself. You have to get other minds. You have to get other people that you become a group of women. You sit down. I mean, even if you can get 1 cent, but at the end of the day, you have done something and you're going to help other people. So I'm saying as women, let's stand up. Let's group ourselves. Let's fight this whole thing. We must not be afraid. And I'm an example, and I'm a living an example, and as I am, I'm still fighting. It's not easy. Everywhere we go, we just fight, you fight. And if you can say, no, I'm going to sit back, they'll come back to me, believe me, you'll wait for another 15 years.
So Mercy, as your mom is talking, I can see you're smiling. What are you most proud of when you look at your mom, when you look at your mom's journey? What are you most proud of in terms of how she has run her life and run a business?
You know, I don't know if she's going to allow me to talk about this, but I've actually seen her journey growing up, and I don't know what it is about her previous marriage that was really oppressing her. So when
Mm,
she went through her divorce,
mm,
and she became very vulnerable in expressing who
mm,
she was. She then
mm,
grew and became a better person and a more
mm,
confident person. So I
mm,
think sometimes she shielded herself in her marriage,
mm,
and that's why she was
mm,
not able to grow and be so
mm,
powerful.
mm,
So
mm,
I'm smiling because I'm just so proud of her growth and her strength
mm,
in just being
mm,
like an actual individual and being
mm,
independent and having that
mm.
voice to speak so strongly and so passionate about.
Ah. So your relationship as mom and daughter inspires a lot of people, thousands of people actually. How do you maneuver it? How long did it take for you to get where you are at, or have you always been like that? How long did it take, and what is it that you do in order to keep it tight like glue?
I grew up in boarding school, and I
Mm,
grew up with my grandparents because she was working Popolokwani. So for
mm,
me, we actually up until I came back from the cruise ships, which is about 10, 11 years ago, and actually
mm,
from her divorce, that's actually
mm,
when we grew our actual relationship, because I had a decision to make if do I go back
mm,
to work or do I stay?
mm,
And I'm so happy that I made that decision because I got to understand who she was. She got to understand
mm,
who I was. And I think the biggest part of our relationship is honesty and communication. Um,
mm.
I don't always like what she says. She doesn't
Ah,
always like what I say. Um, woo, girl, cause you need to sanitize, please. So for me, when we started growing our relationship and having fun with
mm,
it, like exactly what just happened now,
mm,
is a typical example of what our relationship is every day.
mm,
Instead of me trying to seek, because ke godile ke le ngwana wa i-one, I've been an only
mm,
child for a
mm,
very,
mm,
very
mm,
long
mm.
time. Always wanted
Yes.
siblings, always wanted, friends. So for me, I then decided instead of looking for those things in people, why don't I find
Yeah.
all those things in my mom?
My
Because the
mom. Oh
one
wow.
thing I know, she's not going anywhere.
Mm,
We're not going to have an argument. And she's like, okay, go block again, block, 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 everywhere, block. Go remove my life. And, so she's always going to be
uh,
there. And for me, even if there's things that I go through, she will always be
mm,
honest and open, whether I like that or I don't
mm,
like that. And that's what
mm,
I think has grown our relationship to where it
mm.
is.
And for you, madam, if there are moms watching, there's a mom watching from Kenya. Let me just get the name. It's D Merwa, who says watching from Nairobi, Kenya. I really admire your mother and daughter bond. For you, what would you say as a mom you have done and consistently do in order to keep your relationship with your daughter intact?
Um, um, as a mom, I like to say my relationship with Messi, it became so solid immediately after my
Mm,
divorce, as she is saying, because
mm,
we had to stay together. And,
mm,
you can have friends, but sometimes they are not around you when you sleep, when things are happening. You can have
mm,
family, they are not around. You'll always be
mm,
with your children in the house. So
mm,
instead of me calling someone, telling someone, I decided that
mm,
let me open up to my daughter.
mm,
And
mm,
then let
mm,
me give my daughter my honest feeling about how
mm,
I traveled this whole world. And it was very difficult for me because it was not a smooth journey. And
Yeah.
when I look back, you know, I had to start afresh because I had to leave everything that I have worked for. I had a panel beater, I had this and that, I have close to 15 cars, I have everything. But when the day came, I decided to pack only my clothes, leave everything, and go and start afresh. And I had to own it to my daughter, to tell my daughter, look, I'm going to start afresh. You have to understand the situation. It's not going to be that easy because I'm going to build it from the ground. Now I'm going to the roots. And by then, you know, you can't go home. Home, they are used to you being this person, lovey-dovey, but now you are hurt and you don't know what to do, and you are depressed, and you don't know what to say. You have left everything, and you are starting afresh. And there's this young girl next to you. You need to explain. So I had to explain to Mercy. I have to tell Mercy everything, and trying again to teach Mercy that, you know what, in life, when you are in a relationship, I need to be honest with you. You must know what's happening. Don't just say I'm loved and you don't go and work hard. Because if I was not a hard worker and I didn't have my business by then, I could have to, I was supposed to go home because I couldn't stand it. So Mercy experienced that and she was with me. And I took almost a year without seeing any friend of mine, not talking to my family, just saying, hi, I'm okay. And then what happened? I started working and I stayed in a caravan. It's where I started. I stayed in a caravan and I started building a house. And at the same time, at the caravan, I was staying at work on site. So I didn't want to bother anyone. I only wanted to do this. So that made me so close to, I mean, she was the only person that I could talk to. And she could understand. And the nice part of it, she couldn't ask me any questions. So I think being open to Mercy made me so close to Mercy. And I started having Mercy as a friend because Mercy was born at an early age when I was still at school. So she became part of me. She became a friend of mine. So we could talk, we could relate as sisters, we could relate as mother and daughter. And the other thing is, I was honest. The thing is, even today, I'm still honest. If she's with people, I don't interfere with her friends, I don't do anything, but I always guide and be honest. And then what is not right is not right. I can't buy Mercy's face. If I don't like something, I don't like it. And I won't just say, no, I don't like it. I'll give you a reason. Mercy, I don't like this because this and that. Be careful, I'm seeing this and that. Okay, how far are you with your work? How far are you with your business? Are you coping? And I open up in a way that if she's having problems, she must still come back to me. I'm the only person for now next to her. That
for now. Why do you say for now?
No, I'm saying for now. You know why? Because sometimes you're going to be married and you'll be with your husband. And for now, I'm the only person that can be honest with you. Even if you can get married, but I'll still say, when you come to me, I'll have those restrictions. I won't just be abrupt and say, no. I'll sit down and say, look, my daughter, now you are married. This is this and that. Guidance, love, honesty, and openness is a thing that keeps mothers and daughters. And allow your daughter to be your confidante. Allow yourself to be your confidante to your daughter. Because if you don't talk, you'll find people that are telling your daughter wrong things. They'll misuse them. They'll take opportunity and say, no, it's Mercy, she's beautiful. You must tell Mercy that you're so vulnerable, but take care of yourself. Take care of your body. Don't allow people to exploit you. Go and work. There's no one who can give you money when you are seated here.
Yeah, wow. And Madam, I saw in the episode 1, you were on the tractor. And before you got on the tractor, we could see your nails. How did you do that? How did you get on that big tractor and Isn't that difficult to be on the tractor with the nails?
To be honest, I've been, I used, even my nails, now they are short. When I was
Uh,
working, they're
uh,
short now. But I was driving tractors, I'm driving trucks, I do everything. If they need someone and my driver is not there, I go and work. And it's where I started. I was driving my own tractor. I had 3 tractors by then, and now there are 6. And if they need 6 tractors and there's no other driver, I get into the tractor, I go on the N4 and we start cutting.
So
And life goes on.
I'm going to tell you the story about the nails. Actually,
okay, yeah.
she's not telling you the story about the nails. When she used to be in university, obviously I was either beginning or not here. She used to have a best friend called Mercy. And they were the fashionistas. And the nails that we see now, which is artificial nails, they actually had that as real nails. So she had these long nails that would curve. So she's used to nails, and I think that's the most easiest way to explain it is when it comes to nails, it was a part of who she was when she was a teen growing up. So she's used to nails. Nails is her thing. Long nails is her thing.
So, and in terms of, for example, now, the show. Let's just talk a little bit about the show. What are some of the things we can expect from the show? I mean, I know how many more episodes are left? Because I think episode 3 just came out.
10.
Is that correct? Yes.
10 episodes.
How many more shows? 3 more, yes. How many more episodes can I expect? 10.
10.
Yes. So what can you tell us about that?
You're gonna see lots of tears. Tears, lots of tears. But you're also going to see a lot of things that women go through and don't always talk about. And obviously it is our real life, so we have to express what it is we're going through. And you're also going to see different kinds of women. And you know, a lot of people, they have their reality shows and maybe you just see just Madame and Mercy, but what people don't realize is for Madame to be Madame, there's other people who play a role. And what they go through sometimes impact who she becomes or who she is. So just going through different things with different people in our lives, lots of celebration, bit of drama, unexpected drama, you know. Yeah, what do you think they can expect from the show? Whoa, nang you corona.
What can we expect, madam?
Laughter. Little bit of drama. You know, yeah, like Mercy, what Mercy said, things that women go through them, and our real life, and people around us. It's reality. It's all about being who you are and people around you. All these things, you know, these things that happens unexpected. You know, you don't expect drama and it just happens, and yeah, that's it.
So I saw a comment earlier, but then it went up already. Someone was asking, Mercy, how did you become such a solid vegan? What happened?
You know what? I have been through so many diets, from everything to like so many different things. And I've also been through different weights, weight journeys. I've been what I call obese. I've just been very, very, very anorexic. You know, I've been through different things. So for me, I got to a point where I wanted consistency in my life. And I was never really such a big meat eater, but I wanted to give away something for Lent. And I decided, okay, let me give away meat. And then I did a little bit of research, literally overnight, the eve of Lent. And I then read about veganism, and then I just decided literally that moment that, you know what, I'm going to be a vegan, and 3 years later I'm still vegan. But I think for me it was a mental thing. It was a mental thing that I had been through from a very, very young age, of wanting to be consistent and really loving something. And I just think maybe the meat element of the kitchen never really resonated with me.
Mm-hmm. And so before we get into that game I spoke to you about, Mercy, um, there is, let me check, there's a comment I saw here from Boiti asking, Madama, how do you deal with all the negative comments that people throw your way? How do you deal with that?
Block, 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 Nyadal.
You know, I always say, if people say negative things,
Mm,
you don't have to react and say, no, why are they saying that? I mean, we are the
mm,
public figures. There are
mhm.
people that will be positive and there are people that will be negative.
Yeah.
And I say, if you say anything negative, I mean, it's your opinion.
Mm,
And I cannot even say anything because it's what you are thinking. And I
mm,
cannot change your mindset. And
mm,
I say, if there are people that are positive and happy about who I am, those are the
mm,
people that I can celebrate with. Because
mm,
always people will criticize you, even if you
mm.
will never be perfect. They'll
Yeah.
criticize you, they'll say negative things, they'll say so many things. But if you take that seriously into consideration, you won't grow. You won't grow.
Mm,
It's like, even if when you run a business and people don't come, instead of improving your business and looking for something that can attract people, then you start saying people hate me and they won't support me. You have to have a
mm,
positive mind so that you must grow. And when you do a show, you expect something like that. Once you become a celebrity, other people are not happy. They've been there
mm,
waiting for so long to be celebrities. They are failing. They don't want
mm,
to improve themselves. They always
mm,
complain. And when you come, it's a shock for them. Why is she doing this and that? But allow them to talk. Is their right to talk. So with me, negativity, I mean, if I was listening to so many people, I could have not been in
mm,
where I am.
Yeah.
But I'm still
mm.
saying, Pambili, Madame Pambili is who I am,
Yeah.
and I will do it. And Madame is Madame, and Madame is not going anywhere. And those who are negative, forget about them. I always follow the positive people, and I know I love my people. They love me, and that's it for me.
So there's a question here from Kosa dot Queen. Is there have you ever gotten to a point where you and Messi can't stand each other? Have you, as a mother and daughter duo, gotten to a point where you're like, we can't stand the other?
Yes. Yes.
And I actually now want to know this, because she gave me that look. She's like,
Yes, girl.
so tell me.
Tell me first.
So for me, I wouldn't say there was a time that like I completely said I can't live live with her. I think for me
Mm,
is as a young woman, there's so many things that you go through, and space is a huge element of growth. So when you're growing, you go through so many different things. And like I said earlier on, we have so much transparency. There's some things that she's going to say that I'm not going to like.
mm,
And when somebody says that and you're independent, you feel like,
mm,
ah, man, I could just also just be at my own house saying the same thing. You're going
mm,
to next.
mm,
So it's one
mm,
of those things that, for me, she has said things that I haven't been happy to hear. But I just love the fact that I can always come back home. You know,
mm,
home is always a safe space to be. So should there be something that she says that I really, really don't like, which there's never been that one thing. I think we've just had maybe an issue with one of my friends that she didn't really like and didn't think that was a good friend to me. And I respect that as a mother because it's her
Was she
job
right?
to protect me. She was absolutely, let me tell you, they said this in the cartoons. Mothers
Uh-huh.
are always
Always
right.
right.
All
Yes.
the time.
Uh-huh.
So she was right. And I'm happy that she was open about that. But it was just that moment. But outside of that, I stand her. I love her. I feel like the more we grow, the happier we are as individuals and as a duo, as mother and daughter.
And for you, madam?
Oh, I think you said a mouthful, eh?
Hey, Corona, you must
Oh, yes, sorry. No, I think she said a mouthful, eh?
Okay.
Said a mouthful.
So now I put together a few questions, right? I told Mercy this when we spoke like a few minutes before we started on how well you know each other, because you spend a lot of time together. You're friends, correct? As well as mother and daughter. So what I will do is I'll ask Madame one question, you answer, then Mercy you'll say if it's correct or not. Then we'll switch. Okay. So Madame, what are the three things that Mercy will never leave the house without?
Oh, one,
Yes. Uh-huh.
have a life shake.
Uh-huh.
2, sunglasses.
Uh-huh.
3, obviously your bag.
Okay. She is correct. I don't know about sunglasses. I do take sunglasses everywhere. I just realized that I don't leave the house. Oh, gloves, yes. Oh, did you say gloves? Or
No, I
sunglasses?
said sunglasses and gloves.
Oh, sunglasses and gloves, yes.
Okay. So 3. So for you, Mercy, name a country that your mom would like to travel to or she will never get tired of going to.
LA.
Is that correct, madam?
Yes.
All right. So madam, what is Mercy's favorite meal?
Favorite meal? You know the problem with Mercy? Let me be honest. She likes her shake, honestly speaking. But when we come into fruit, it's pineapple and avocado.
Favorite meal?
Vegetable curry.
Yes.
And for you, Mercy, what's Madame's favorite meal?
What's Madame's favorite meal?
Yes.
I would definitely have to say, let's see, Magwinya kadla. No. I'm actually joking. Her favorite meal, funny enough, is ding, which my grandfather, my father does for her. That's the one thing, like every single month, either she goes home for or they will bring for her.
Is that correct, madam?
Marisi Magwinya, ne?
Hey, manikidla. Nikidlala ngaphi soccer emakwini.
No, ting you're not.
And
I'm missing because I can't go home, eh?
because you miss it now.
Yeah, I miss it.
So Mercy's favorite fragrances, you can choose two.
What? Perfume.
Fragrances, yes.
What's that white one?
You can't ask me.
Oh my dear goodness. Oh.
But she's just asking. She remembers it, but so she's asking for the name. That's a fair game.
Creed.
It is fair.
The Creed, and then there's another one that green one that's having the one that I
Marc Jacobs.
Yeah, those ones. No man, I don't have.
Is that correct? Is that correct, Missy?
That is correct.
Cool. So the one thing that you do that annoys your mom the most, what's the one thing that you do that you know that this thing actually annoys mom?
The one thing that she doesn't like about me is I can sometimes be moody. She doesn't like me.
Mood swing.
And your mood swings, yes. So and in terms of your Mercy's favorite color, madam, what's Mercy's favorite color?
Oh, red and white.
Is that correct? What's your favorite color?
Pink. Hey, you pink. Your favorite color is pink. No, I know. Your favorite color is pink.
My favorite color is pink.
Okay. So she got, and madam's favorite color?
Madam's favorite color, white.
Yeah.
Is that correct, madam?
Yeah.
And what would you say, madam, are the traits that on Mercy that she got from you? What are, like, what's one thing that's very similar between you and Mercy?
What is similar between Inkile and Moen?
Hey, almost everything, hey? Honestly speaking, almost everything. I said again, the way Butafunyana bole and everything. Sometimes we even speak at the same time, the same thing.
Wow.
We can sometimes really same thing. It's like everything, happiness, everything except mood. Yeah, it's
So,
but otherwise everything, hardworking, being honest, everything.
So, and Mercy, what's the one thing Madame would never wear? Like, what's the one thing you know, like Madame would never wear this, no matter what?
Never.
Yeah, like never ever she would not wear this.
Never, corduroy. I don't know what you call it in English. What do they call it in English?
Corduroy.
Corduroy. Oh, it's English. Yeah, corduroy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Corduroy.
And Madame, what's the one thing that Mercy will never wear? Like, she will never wear this.
What is it, my baby? Poncho.
Oh yes.
Poncho.
No, actually, I do have a poncho, so I would wear it, but I think I have one poncho, so maybe that's one thing.
I haven't seen you wearing a poncho. Never.
Wait, isn't poncho like that thing?
It's a poncho.
And then like they do this?
No, not that one.
No.
Not that one. When I'm talking about that one, poncho is the one that you wear it Wahopola poncho, those ponchos,
You
the
can't
long
show a
ones.
popular punches.
They said, remember, teachers, we used to, there's this long ponchos where teachers, they like.
Definitely,
Yeah,
I would not wear a poncho.
Mercy, what's your mother's favorite animal?
Favorite animal?
Yes.
To be quite honest, my mom is not like, and I mean it with no offense. Please don't take any offense to what I say. She's not an animal lover.
And Madame, Mercy's favorite animal, does she like animals?
Happy. Happy, isn't it?
That's true.
Dogs, yeah.
Dogs.
Yeah.
So what's the one thing that Madame does that you wish you would stop doing?
Coffee.
Definitely coffee right now. Like I said on the show, yo, me o hana ba dramatic. She can just be dramatic, and she loves talking. I think clearly you guys can see she just loves talking, and she's very dramatic. But it's a part of who she is. It's a character. But yeah, I'm said you're dramatic, man.
What would you say people would be surprised to know about Madame? What is maybe one thing that people would be surprised to know about who Madame is?
She cries a lot. You know, I think behind the laughter, the strength, you know, this confident person, she shows a lot of vulnerability. So she's a very, very emotional person. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but she is genuinely a very emotional person. She's got a very, very soft heart. As strong as it is, it's also very, or should I say, a very sensitive heart.
And what would you say, I mean, is one of the biggest misconceptions about you, Madame and Mercy, like the mother and daughter duo? What do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions?
A lot of people think she's trying to be like me, or she's going through adolescence, or I don't know, like 100 million things, or she's trying to be my twin. But truth of the matter is, you know, when you're a woman and you're very confident and you're very powerful and you believe in yourself, you can look and be whoever you are. And people will always have problems with it. And we're in a new age and a new era. A lot of people are not moving with that era and the new times. And with the power that she's gotten now, she's moving with the times, and she loves who she is. So I think a lot of people just generally think she's trying to be like me, but she's actually her own individual. And more so than anything, she's enjoying this part of her life because she's never experienced it before. Yeah.
And Madame, someone wrote in our comments, but this was earlier, and I just remember now. Someone was asking, what would you advise for someone who wants to leave their job and wants to start up their own business? What advice would you give that person?
I can say they must not be afraid of the unknown, because people end up being afraid of what they don't know. They are afraid to new challenges. But when you leave your job, you must be honest. You must be sure that it's what you want to do, and you must believe that you can't be certain that what you are going to start doing is going to be successful, but allow it to happen. Because if you don't try, there will be no another day for you to try. So I always say, don't be afraid, be honest, tell yourself you are going to start working more than what you were doing, and just go with the flow. And when you want to start a business, be sure about what you want to do. Make a serious research on it. Make a serious research, sit down, look the ins and outs, look the possibilities of the success and everything. And then tell yourself that if I fail, because if you always say, if I win, not failing, then when you fail, you're going to have a problem. So always say there's possibilities and there are things that are not possible, but always believe in yourself. And once you can believe in yourself and work hard, I mean, you won't fail. You can fail for the first time. And when you fail, don't give up. Carry on. You fail for the second time. Don't give up. Carry on. And then you'll see the mistakes and you'll learn from the mistakes. And then you'll say, okay, fine. If I have this business, the 1,000 that I got is not mine. It must run the business. Know that there is money for business. It's not your money. Then start working.
Okay. And my second last question, what are the 3 things you're going to do as soon as the lockdown is lifted? As soon as we're on level 1, Mercy, what are the 3 things you're dying to do right now as soon as we're on level 1 and we can go back to normal, so to speak?
It would definitely be traveling. I love traveling. So for me, the first thing I would like to do would be traveling. But more so that's important is just to see family. I think to see family, to spend time with my grandparents, they're all very, very, very old. So you never know how long they're going to have. So that's very, very important for me, going back and seeing them. And I also have a foundation with a friend of mine, and we have young girls that we're taking care of. So for me, it's just going to see them and seeing how they have survived this, because obviously emotionally and mentally they would be in a very, very difficult place. So just reaching out to them and reconnecting and encouraging them and doing personal development with them.
And Madame, for you, the first 3 things you want to do
The
as
first
soon as
one is to visit my parents. I miss them so much. So that's the first thing. The second is obviously my business. It's suffering. It's hard times now. And the third one is just to meet so many people that I haven't met, my friends and all the people that I love. And go to church.
And oh yes, no, definitely. I think all of us, when we survive this, we're gonna be in church. Church is gonna be full that day because we're like, thank you, God, we made it. And what shows do you watch? Well, what are the shows that you watch, Madame? Do you have a show that you watch together that's like your religious show you watch together, and why?
A religious show? No,
not necessarily religious.
Not
necessarily religious,
not like a
yeah.
church. She's just about to say, well, about that. I'm watching no religious show. No, I'm joking.
I'm just.
So like, what do you watch on TV?
She's just still coughing. So I'll tell you what I watch. I'm a huge fan of The Queen and the River. Huge fans. Why? Because I've got very, very powerful women. And it's always, I love the characters that in the actual show and just seeing how the storylines definitely grow. I'm a huge fan of Blackish. That's something that we watch together because it's very family orientated, and it's the kind of family that they have is the kind of family that we have. So just always watching it together and having the laughs because everyone's so different and they embrace it so well. And yeah, we used to watch CSI when it was playing quite often.
All right. Madame and Mercy, I would like to thank you for your time. So any last words for the viewers, so the many people who came to watch us as we did this chat during lockdown, anything you'd like to say?
I love you so much. Thank you for your support, and please keep on supporting us. I mean, we need your support, and please be positive. And thank you very much, Glamour. And if it was not you, we won't be where we are. And God must all bless you.
Thank you, Madam. Mercy?
For me, I just like to say, and this is not with any offense to any guys that are in this. I just like to say to the women, you're so powerful. You're such powerful individuals. Learn to love who you are. Love every imperfection that you have, because it's not going anywhere. The more you embrace it, the more powerful you become. Learn to affirm things into your life. Speak with confidence, speak with light and positivity, and you'll be so surprised what the universe gives to you. Trust the process. It's not easy. Whatever it is you're going through, someone has been through that before. And there's a reason and a purpose. So with every struggle comes knowledge and strength. So find your strengths, find your power, embrace who you are, speak your truth, and just love who you are, because there will never be any you, like ever, there will never be any you. So for everyone who's following me on my page, I love you guys so much, for the comments, for the love. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support. Without any of you guys, I would not be here. And ke le rata la love. And thank you so much for the opportunity.
No, thank you for agreeing to do this, and thank you for looking so amazing. That's totally appreciated. Have a beautiful long weekend.
Thank you.
Cool.
And be safe.
Thank you.
Put on your mask.
Yes.
Put on your mask.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
It was a good one.